In the past, you've had a fairly edgy relationship with big business, with corporate New Zealand. Do you see that as a problem with the economy?
No, I don't. I've had an edgy relationship with what I call the paper shufflers and the document movers of Queen Street, who clip a ticket but do not add anything to the economy at all. That's where I've always seen New Zealand's serious failure, because of their influence that they came in and brought into New Zealand politics in the mid-80s and right into the 90s. When you talk about exporters, the big export companies, I've been a huge supporter of theirs. I've argued for a reserve bank that reflects their needs, because they're the people that go offshore and make more money to bring back to the family in New Zealand. That's the kind of person we've got to have many more of and doing far more successfully with. And of course our taxation, our research and development, our new market discovery grants, they should be focused on these people, because their success becomes ours. Whereas the paper shuffler clips a ticket, adds nothing to it, in fact is frequently working and uniquely working for foreign interests, not ours.
I read a report that said that New Zealand First harked back to a golden era in New Zealand when things were better. Have we lost something?
Oh, no doubt, but I mean, those reporters have always argued modernism, as though you've just got to move on and change and reinvent the wheel or reinvent economic theory. They're wrong, of course. This country went through two great periods in its history by having practical people providing practical New Zealand solutions for uniquely New Zealand problems. You know, my great models are Ireland, that has seen a dramatic turnaround in 30 years. Taiwan has had a dramatic economic success, so has Singapore, so has Scandinavia. These are countries with similar types of economies to us, and background and numbers, that is, and population, but who have been so much more brilliantly managed in terms of the vision and the economic plan that's based around human needs. And we could do the same. But I'll just give you an example. I think the average New Zealander probably exports about $8,000 per New Zealander. That figure for Singapore and Ireland is above now 60,000. Wow. That's our problem. And meanwhile, back here we have these raging arguments about expenditure, when our problem is we don't make nearly enough money. We did once. We were number 2 in the world. And when we say we hark back to a former age, we hark back to its performance, not the theory, but the performance. I know this country can be doing dramatically better than it is, but it can't with the leg rope of inappropriate policies it currently has. That's why we've always argued for savings, our domestic savings, to rid ourselves of dependency on foreign banks and foreign money. Why we've always argued that our strategic assets should be in our hands, properly managed on commercial basis, mind you, as all hotels are around the world. They manage them on commission. Why can't we manage our assets on commission? But I recall and have lived through it in the time of my period in politics, the awful deceit that was there is no alternative, which was the Douglas argument and the Richardson argument. Why am I raising it today? Because we've not weaned ourselves off these failed policies. Australia, at the same time, between 84 and now, has grown 37% larger, because they went down the incremental build on the good road, and we decided to have an economic revolution. That's the price we paid for it.
You mentioned reporters and the media. There's another edgy relationship, your relationship with the media. Why is it that I see you in press conferences giving reporters, I don't know what, and reporters giving it back, but when I talk to individual reporters who work in the press gallery, they love you? How does that work?
Well, look, I respect a number of media people in this country. I've had a lot of time for them. I don't agree with some of the things they believe, but I respect their professionalism. But there is a type of reporter in this country who thinks the issue's about them. They suffer from an ego explosion. Every event is about what they think. And so when they're when they're questioning you, it's not to elucidate the truth for the public, but to impose their personality and their judgment on what they're hearing. And the reason why I have an edgy relationship with the media is that I don't accept it. I think it's gross unprofessional. I think it's grossly misleading for the public out there and the constituency. They're entitled to know what does this leader and his party stand for and think, not what the journalists think he stands for, because these journalists come and go.
Of course, I mean that there has been a lot of interest in the media in the whole funding issue around New Zealand First, and that has been the subject of a lot of arguments, really.
You're so right. You're so right. It's a total beat up. Do you notice what's happening right now? 3 weeks on, 3 weeks on, they're saying, well, he's technically right. Well, it might have been legal, but I'm sorry, they have just blown themselves out of the water. When you make allegations, and you know as a serious media person, you must A, have the facts right, and every variable legal interpretation that might be an innocent one ruled out before you make the allegation. If there's one or two avenues from which there could be a totally innocent purpose, then you should not make the allegation. Not these people. A concerted campaign, I know who organised it, I know who's funding it. The same old people that opposed me in the wine box are funding this operation, and they're out there saying, oh, you know, we've got enough to put Winston Peters in jail. Really? They think that way now? And what's happened here is that I won a major stage of a court battle last December in defamation against TVNZ and other players as well, including Radio New Zealand. You notice they don't tell anybody that, do they? In fact, they didn't even tell the media that I'd won that last December. And they've decided, well, maybe we can't win here. Let's try and win this battle out in the public arena. But here we are, 3 weeks on. What allegations are they asking for now? Arguing now? Are they saying that he broke tax law? No. Are they saying that he broke gift duty law? No. Are they saying that we can prove anything like the allegation which was, well, actually, these guys supported you and that's why you changed the racing policy and became the Minister of Racing? And my answer to that was, oh, really? I wrote the policy, or rather, a woman in my party wrote the policy in 1993. I become the Minister 13 years later. We've got a slight problem here, haven't we, on facts. Were these guys clairvoyant? So it's not been difficult to blow them out of the water. And when they say I'm under pressure, I know I'm not. They're under pressure. They made the allegations, they had the resources, and now they're looking a bit foolish, really. And actually, I feel sorry for them. I truly do. It's not a fair contest.
You did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
Do you think the publicity has damaged New Zealand First's chances at all?
Not really. See, I've got confidence in the public of this country, and at the moment, you know, I've got myself into a circumstance where I need to tell the public what this is all about, and I intend to, and I'll campaign on this and other issues all the way to election night. New Zealanders need to know that sitting behind this campaign are a group of people who want to get their hands on this country's resources. They have a lot of money. They have huge savings funds abroad. They want their hands on ACC and a whole lot of other things, including the privatisation of our roads from one end to the other. There's a lot behind this campaign. And so this, I see myself as someone that they sought to take out of the equation. Well, they're bound to fail.
Will you ever give up?
Not at the moment. I enjoy this politics. I enjoy what I stand for and what we stand for. I think we've done some great things for this country. And, you know, I'm looking forward to a life where I get my own life back, to do all the things I used to do. And I just, you know, I keep on going through parts of my life where I see people doing things I'd love to do. And I can't because I'm just too busy. However, you can't have everything in this business.
It's great to meet you. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you.